And we're live.
Welcome. We're so glad you joined us tonight for our New Hope Ministry Leader Q&A. And we can't wait to chat with you. Let's start with a word of prayer. I'm going to ask Pastor Riley to start us out with some prayer.
Sure. Well, thank you, Lord, that we can join together tonight and talk about New Hope and about what's going on in our lives and in our homes and with our family, and that we can celebrate our togetherness in this Zoom way. So bless us as we gather, and may we feel your holy presence as well. And we claim this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. All right, welcome everybody. For those of you watching, we do have two new faces with us tonight. So last week we were asked, who is the new director of New Hope Early Learning? So we have Michelle Avila Ashcraft here. Hey, Michelle.
Hey. Wave, Michelle.
Hey. Hi, I'm Michelle, and I'm very, very excited to be a part of New Hope, and very, very excited to be part of New Hope Early Learning.
Awesome. We're glad you're here too, Michelle. And we also have Jeff Sheffer joining us tonight. He is the chairman of our SPR team here at New Hope. Hey, Jeff.
Hello.
We're glad you guys are with us tonight. So we're going to jump right in with some questions. Our first question that we had come in, this was actually submitted last week at the end of the chat last week. It was, will we be able to see the graduates in their cap and gown this year? I'm going to toss that to Chris.
Well, we are doing it a little bit differently this year because we have to. And unfortunately, trying to coordinate with 18 people to get them to come in at the same time to pre-record, because obviously we would need to pre-record, is a little difficult. So I have invited them to send along pictures to us so we can honor them and celebrate them in a special way that we have planned and that would, fit into our situation. It's kind of up to them to send me the pictures with the caps and gowns on. I'd like to see it too, and I've kind of requested it, so I'm hoping that they follow through with that. Most of them have. If they haven't sent one in with the cap and gown, then they haven't gotten them yet, probably. But I have gotten either something with a cap and gown or a senior picture at best. So I'm happy with either one of them. I think it's going to be great. We're trying to do the best we can with the circumstances we're in this year. I can guarantee you that the students that will be helping out with the message on that Sunday, because it is a youth-led service, will be in their caps and gowns.
Awesome. Do we have an update on anything else about graduation, Chris, that we can say?
No, I just want everybody to be tuning in and support and show some love for these graduates. I feel like they're kind of the underrated class this year, and they need all the help that they can get and all the support that they can get, and we're going to try to do it in the best way we know how possible and can do it in this circumstance. But if you guys want to just chime in on that Sunday, watch the service as we do the service, and leave some posts and leave some remarks and congratulate them, whatever you can do to show your love and help and support.
Chris, I have an idea, and I'm just off the cuff here. I know on Bloomingdale High School, on the Facebook page, they're doing like an adopt a senior. I wonder if people would like to adopt our seniors and do something nice for them. And I don't know what that would look like, but all you people out there, if you want to adopt a senior, the sky's the limit.
Well, let me tell you something. We have about 18 high school seniors. And I thought about that too. I saw that the other day, and I was thinking to myself, well, that's a pretty good idea. I don't know if we can rush and get people to do it, but here we are. And if people are listening and watching and you would like to sponsor a senior in this time, then please get in touch with me, and I can give you the name of a senior. And if it just means you giving them like cards and support and letters and just showing some sort of just kind of affiliation that you're from the church and that they mean a lot to us, then why not? I'm all about it. So
I'll adopt a senior. I'll be the first one. I will adopt a senior and make a care package
Okay.
and send a note. I think it would be a lot of fun. So I hope other people do it as well.
All right. Well, you heard the challenge, and Vicky's made it. So she's the first one to do it, and there's 17 more. So Chris at findnewhope.com, get in touch with me, and I will give you the name of a senior and their information, and you can help sponsor them.
Awesome.
Perfect. The next question that came in, Michelle, it's going to be for you. We had one of our current parents ask just a little bit of information about what credentials you possess and a little bit of your experience to help everybody get to know you a little bit better.
Okay. Yes, I actually have been working with early childhood for, it feels like forever, since high school. I started with the early childhood program. I think that's kind of what spiked my interest in this age group particularly. So I've been working for, I hate to say, over 10 years, working with preschool age kids. And I have my staff credential. I just recently got my director's credential. I'm VPK certified. I have my VPK director's credential. And I have an associate's in science degree in early childhood management. I also worked for the school district for about 13 years, working with kindergarten. I taught Head Start for a few years, which I absolutely loved. And I also worked in what is now called the HOST program. I was kind of back then when it was called the SAC program, which was school-age childcare. So I did that first. So I've been working with this age group particularly for quite a while. And it's one of my biggest passions, I feel like. You know, when you know, and you're just drawn to it. And I was able to come into this position. I kind of felt a calling when I heard about the position, and I'm kind of excited to see where God leads me in this position.
Yay. Well, we're glad you're here, Michelle.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
the staff is at the preschool is happy too. You guys are wrapping up the year now. My little one goes there. They came through today and picked up all their stuff from the teachers and got to see them for the last time. So it's a sad day, but it's gonna get better.
Yeah.
All right, our next question. We did just have somebody online say that me too, so they're ready to adopt. Pat Watkins says she's going to adopt a senior. So we're two. We got two down.
Good job, Pat.
It was Jeff Schaefer, just him and his wife.
Good, Jeff. So, awesome.
You can put me down too.
Oh,
all right. It is our goal to have the rest of the class sponsored by the time this ends.
Another one. This is awesome. Shelly will do one. She just raised her hand.
When you said adopt a senior, I was going to take Riley, but then I understood it better.
Tune him out, will you, Stuart?
I don't have that level of control.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
Had a little technical difficulty. Sorry.
Okay, you made it.
Oh, yeah.
How was your Zoom with your choir members?
Well, we had 9. Jeff joined us, and he was very nice. And maybe we'll have more the next time. I'll ask if they want to do it. But.
Good.
Okay.
All right. Our next question, and anybody can chime in on this one, is what is New Hope doing, if anything, for Mother's Day?
I'll talk about that. Well, Mother's Day will be mentioned in the service. I heard a little bit about Riley's sermon today, and Stuart told me how moving it is, and he talks about Mother's Day. So definitely be sure to tune in. And also at 12 noon, actually from 12 to 1, we will be giving away flowers and prayers in a drive-through style, and there'll be live worship music. So we invite all women, you don't have to be a mother, all women to come and pick up a flower, and we'll pray over you, and you get to enjoy a time of praise and worship in your car. And the pickup will be right in front of the sanctuary. So I can't wait to see your faces. So please come.
In the Hispanic congregation? Yes. Okay. I thought you were never asked me.
Go for it.
In the Hispanic congregation, where the service is going to be also about going around Mother's Day. And by the way, we're going to have a mother preaching. My wife, Jamile, Pastor Jamile, is going to be preaching on charismatic women in the Bible. So sounds very promising. It's going to be live from Logan Hall at 11 a.m. It's going to be live streamed. And we will also join the Mother's Day drive-through from 12 to 1. So we're going to be one church out there giving flowers and praying for all the women coming. And I know it's going to be very special. There's going to be also special music dedicated to the moms, to the mothers during the service.
And I want to mention too, you know, Mother's Day can be such a hard day for some women, and that's why we want all women to come and get a flower, because even if you are not a mom, you're a spiritual mom to someone. You're a mentor to someone, a mom figure. I've had lots of women in my life who never had the opportunity to give birth to their own children, but they were a spiritual mom to me. And so we just want you to know, we want to see you come through. You don't have to be a mom in the conventional sense, because for every mother has been, or every woman has been a spiritual mother or an emotional mother or a mentor to someone. And we want to include everyone in that.
Awesome. We did just have somebody, Sandy Keller, she's on right now on Facebook. She's got a good question that we should probably do. She said she's never watched one of these before, so she wants to know what each of our position is at the church. So some people probably don't know faces and don't know if they don't have a youth.
Good. Sure.
So,
Good question.
I'll start since I'm talking. I'm Mandy New. I'm the Director of Communication here for New Hope.
Okay. I'm Jeff Brandt. I'm the Director of Music Ministries here at New Hope.
I'm Riley Short, and I am the interim senior pastor.
I'll go. I'm Michelle Avila Ashcraft, and I am the director of the New Hope Early Learning Preschool.
I'm Shelley Wilson, and I help out. I'm the director of Children and Family Ministries, and also I help out with the Life Center.
I'm Chris Temple, and I'm the director of Student Ministries.
I am Pastor Roberto, and I am in charge of the Hispanic Ministries in New Hope.
Sorry, I'm Jeff Sheffer. I'm not on staff. I am the chair of the SPR, the Staff Parish Relations Committee.
Muted, Stuart.
That's why I push the space bar. Hey, I'm running 5 screens in front of me at the same time right now. So that's a lot to keep track of. My name is Stuart, and that leads into, I'm Stuart Mackey, technical director, and I'm in charge of all the video production, both the live production when we're back in person and all the production that happens in advance, like for instance, editing the worship services, figuring out how to stream this to Facebook and stuff like that.
And I'm Vicky. I know Sandy. Well, welcome, Sandy. We're glad you joined us tonight, and I'm the executive pastor.
And we have other staff members that aren't here tonight, but we try to get everybody on at least a couple times during these. So keep watching every week. We'll have new leadership on every week. Another one came in from Wendy that said, "Welcome, Michelle. You are working at an amazing school," and we know that New Hope Early Learning is amazing.
Yes, thank you.
So next we have Thursday, tomorrow, is National Day of Prayer. Are we doing anything for that? So I'll answer that one. This afternoon we had our Wednesday midweek prayer and worship service, and we will be replaying that for everybody to view tomorrow at noon here on Facebook and at New Hope Online. That's our online campus and our online platform. We'll post stuff on Facebook, and you'll be getting an email later tonight with all that information in it. And that was a great service for those of you that weren't able to watch it. It was very powerful, and we've done it last week and this week, and this leads into another question, is if we're going to continue to do those.
Can I answer it in Spanish? In Spanish, it means sí. And then in English, it's yes. Yes, absolutely.
I think we're really excited about continuing it. And even when people go back to work and you're sitting in your office, you'll be able to pull out your phone and just to spend some time in worship and prayer while you're eating your lunch. So I think it's a really practical, it's a practical service, and it's also so much fun. Isn't it a lot of fun, Roberto?
It is. It is a blessing. It is fun, and also we try to do it interactive. So if you prefer to stay anonymous, that's fine. But if you prefer to interact with us, make sure you pop online and you leave a comment and you make a prayer, give us a prayer concern or a praise report or a topic you want us to talk about right there on the spot, and we'll do our best to talk about it. And so it's a very special time in the middle of the week during lunchtime. So we call it a power lunch. So make sure you make good use of it. Tune in.
Roberto, you should give them the analogy about the power bar, because I thought that was pretty good today.
Yeah, it's like getting that power bar that takes you for the rest of the week. So it's right in the middle of the week, and it gives you a spiritual energy. And we also release some pressure. It is at times really it's a very flexible time that that Pastor Beak and I and Zach and Felix are there worshiping and interacting with you and praying. So that kind of flexibility releases some pressure in the midst of everything that we are doing.
Awesome. Okay, the next question would be about preschool registration, Michelle. Is there any update on preschool registration, and how are we going about doing that this year for people that don't know about our school?
Well, currently, since we can't be physically at the school to accept registration, current parents and anyone who's interested in registering, because we do have open spots in all of our age groups, can currently go to the website and register online. So we're lucky and thankful that we can do that and keep things going for next year.
Can we show them how to do that? Mandy?
She looks kind of frozen.
Huh? Pardon?
Mandy.
She must have left.
I think she's frozen. If you give me a second, I'll share. If I can share the screen.
Are you going to do it? Because I could do it too. Okay.
Yeah.
You do it, Shelley.
There you go. So it's on the, sorry, I have a lot of stuff open on my screen. It's on the online campus. If you look under ministries, you can go to New Hope Early Learning from the main page, and it's right there. Register online for the 2021 school year, and the rate sheet is right underneath it. So it's pretty easy, and it has a form that you'll fill out, and it has the opportunity to go ahead and pay a little bit towards your registration fee, and we have a payment plan for registration because of the times we're in right now.
Thank you.
And we have a very affordable preschool, I would say.
Yeah.
Don't you guys agree?
Very much so. Very affordable. And it is the best preschool in Brandon. I will tell you that.
Sorry about that, guys. I dropped off here. I do want to share something too about the preschool. I'm going to share my screen real quick here. If you get the Osprey Observer and you are able to navigate in there, when you receive it, you're going to see an article about New Hope Early Learning with the registration information right here for the community to see. So that's pretty awesome that we were able to get that in, and right there, 50 years in the Brandon community. So that's awesome.
Wow. Yeah, it's really great.
That's awesome.
All right. Michelle,
did you want to share what our age groups are that we have in the preschool too? We still have openings in all age groups?
Yes, we do. We have a 2-year-old program that runs 3 days or 2 days a week, depending on what your needs are for that. We also have a great 3-year-old program which runs either 5 days a week or 3 days a week. And then we have VPK, and we have a kindergarten class as well. We also have a We Play class, which is like the younger kids who are not quite yet two, but you know, you need somewhere to kind of bring them for a little bit to get some time to go do some things. There's also that option as well. And they do learning activities in there. They get to socialize. They get to go outside and run around. So there's those options. And we do have openings in every grade level currently.
And Michelle, can you clarify too, We Play is, they don't have to register per se for We Play.
No, they technically, no ma'am, they don't have to register technically. They can just let us know and we can fill the spaces in. I can honestly say from what I've seen, that usually does fill up pretty quickly on certain days. So they technically do not have to register for that, no, but they can just come in or let us know or call to set up for them to bring their child in.
Awesome.
All right. We do have Annie Barkovich. She was a teacher at our preschool. She just popped on to say hey on the live stream here. And also we had a good job for all you're doing, New Hope, from Steve Court. So we're getting those messages coming in, and I just wanted to relay those to you guys here. The next question is going to be for Stuart, I believe. Stuart, do we still provide DVDs of our worship service? And also, how can we watch past messages on the website?
Well, thank you for asking. I got to push a lot of buttons at once to make this work. Yeah, so we've been producing DVDs forever, and I'm actually catching up on this whole COVID-19 changed my routine of how I edit and how I do everything. So I'm getting caught up on all the DVDs. So we have DVDs available of either the 9:30 or 11 o'clock service, or we actually also recorded and streamed the confirmation service, and that's available to the families on DVD as well. So we have that. But if you want to watch the whole service, you just go to findnewhope.com. and you go to the top under resources, and Mandy, I believe the label says, thank you, Mandy. Now I got to switch gears and do this. There we go. So you go to connect, and then the watch live link is there, but also the past message archive is there. You can also search for some of them. We also have, if you want to listen to the sermon on the go, we publish the sermon as audio only. So you can subscribe to it in whatever your podcasting app is and listen to it while you're on a walk, riding your bike, or driving, or whatever you want to do. In addition to the daily podcasts we have coming out from both Pastor Riley and Pastor Roberto. So if you want a daily little bit of scripture every morning, we publish that every day. In the English one, it's called New Hope Daily Soap. And then the Spanish one, Roberta, what's the Spanish title again?
De Dios para ti hoy, from God to you today.
But there is a link to the Spanish one on the Spanish page, on the ministry page, as well as you saw in the screenshot that Manny just shared. It has a link to the podcast. But just search for New Hope Daily Soap to find the soap podcast, or New Hope Sunday to find the Sunday sermons. And those are available right now during COVID-19. Those are available by 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. But when we get back to meeting in person, they'll probably be available by the end of the day, Monday.
Perfect. I know some people were asking, so I'm glad we were able to get that answered. The next question that we had was, are there any updates for Warren Willis, VBS, Last Camp, or the summer mission trips?
I think Chris and I will tag team on this one. Warren Willis, we sent out an updated email to everybody that is in our rosters, basically, for Discover Kids, Club 56, and Passage and Passion students. Warren Willis has canceled weeks 1 and 2 for Warren Willis Camp. So we have chosen week 6 as our next week, which is the week of July 13th through the 17th, or the 18th, excuse me. So it's very easy. The letter that we sent out has the actual letter from Warren Willis as an attachment and also as a link. And if you go through the link, it takes you right to Warren Willis's site where you can redo your camp registration. And just a reminder, if we could get by Friday, anybody that has a scholarship application that they would like for us to fill out for them, doing our part, if you fill out yours, you can snap a picture and email it to us, and we'll print it off, fill it out, and we'll send it to camp for you. But they are due on the 18th, so if you could get them to us by Friday, that gives us a little bit of time to fill out our part. BBS and Blast Camp, we actually just, and the mission trip, we just got an update from the conference about different reopening procedures. So we'll send out another update by Friday that gives, if there's any changes that we need to make. We just haven't had a chance to decompress and see how that affects our church. Chris, what about you?
Yeah, we're pretty much waiting on what's going to happen with the, I guess, phases of going back into the social norm. As far as I know about the mission trip and the organization that we work with, we are set. Our date is there. We are still going July 26th through the 31st. But as far as any kind of other precautions we're supposed to be taking or any kind of other social distancing measures, I have yet to hear anything about it. But as far as I know, and like we saw in the conference letter today, we're still on, we're still moving, we're still going. So any updates we will, huh?
I think it was a good move that we moved things to July.
Yeah.
It gave us a little bit of breathing room to make sure we could get things accomplished that we wanted to do.
Yeah. The updates, we'll get them to you for sure.
Hey, Stuart, did you want something to add about the DVDs?
Yeah, I forgot to say how you can get a DVD. So you can just email me, Stuart@findnewhope.com. It's STUART. That's STUART at findnewhope.com. Just email me. And right now, because of COVID-19, if you want me to mail it, go ahead and give me your mailing address. Otherwise, it can be picked up during business hours of the church office. But I need you to know how you want. I need to know how you want to get it, whether you want it to mail. And there's no charge for the mailing if you want it, if you need it in the mail.
Awesome. The next question we had was food co-op has been going strong and we love to see the ministry that's happening. How can someone make a monetary donation to help the food co-op Fresh Expression?
Ooh, I would love to answer that. You simply write a check to the church and or you can donate online. And you just need to notate, like in the memo line, that it's for food co-op. Or look, Mandy's showing you right now how on the website you can donate to food co-op.
Food co-op was great this week.
It was. We had some amazing produce this week. We barely fit it in our vehicles. We put it in Shelly's son's truck and my SUV, and we barely got it in there. So I think from now on we're gonna bring a third car. But that's a really good problem to have. But all donations are appreciated because we typically spend more on the food than we actually receive. In fact, I would say we probably spend about $200 to $250 more than we bring in. So each time we go in the hole a little bit, and we need a way to replenish that. And eggs are really high right now, and we give a dozen eggs. So we've been going a little and even more in the hole because of the cost of eggs.
But I gotta say too, the number of new people that we've seen come through Food Co-op again is amazing.
Really
We're
is.
meeting new families all the time. We're seeing old faces, the ones that have been here for a long time, people from our church, but just new people from the community.
It's such a blessing to be able to pray with people. And now that we have live worship, it's just such it's just a time of it's really joy filled when people come through. Wouldn't you say so, Shelley? Oh,
for sure. For sure. And the addition of the live worship, everybody comments as they come through. It is truly a complete fresh expression of church. It's I keep saying it, it's one of my favorite things that we do.
It's great to see people's faces, like in person, even if we wear masks. It's just wonderful.
It's just really hard. You want to hug people. And I'm a toucher, and I'm like, I can't even, don't even touch their car. So just a reminder, our volunteers wear gloves, they wear masks, they are completely safe and following guidelines and procedures. It's a phenomenal fresh expression of church.
And I should say, just to give people an idea of what you get when you come to Food Co-op. So this time, and help me out here, Shelley, we had kale, a head of cabbage, potatoes, celery,
squash, zucchini, eggs. We had donations made, so some of the bags had a can of soup. We had a couple gallons of milk donated that we were able to pass on to large families. Somebody donated tomatoes too. I think we had a box of tomatoes that were donated. Was that it?
Kale, did you say kale? Squash?
Kale, yeah.
I think,
squash and zucchini.
Yes. It was delicious. It was a great bag of produce. It really was.
It was a lot of food.
It was beautiful.
A lot of food.
We just had a comment come in from Mary Stromer. She said, Food Co-op is a great ministry. Thanks for the great variety this week.
And thank you, Mary, for praying with people.
Yes.
Yes.
We also had Sarah Phillip pop on and said, hey, everyone, just wanted to say how excited we are at New Hope Early Learning to be working with Michelle.
Yay.
Yay.
Aw, thank you. Thanks, Sarah.
Lots of people watching tonight. Sarah, Jennifer, Patsy. We got Rick Connor watching with us. Annie, I think I already said her. So yeah, we got lots of people going. So we're going to continue with the next question. The next one would be, are there still small groups meeting online? If I'm not in a small group, how can I find one?
Yes, we have many small groups that are meeting online. Most of them are using Zoom. In fact, a really wonderful problem we had is we had so many people using the church's Zoom account that we needed to open up new Zoom accounts. And I believe we have 4 now. 2 are specifically for small group usage. So that's a praise, because that means we have a lot of groups that are meeting. If you're interested, I believe that you can go online and fill out a form. Mandy, you want to share the screen?
Let's see. Let me get back over here to the main page. If you scroll down past all of our COVID-19 changes, you will see join a Connect group right here.
Perfect. So fill that out and it will come to me, and I will contact you and talk about the kind of group that you're interested in. In normal days, these are obviously not normal days, but in normal days, we have groups that meet Sunday morning at the church campus, on the church campus, and then we have groups that meet in people's homes throughout the week. Everybody's meeting virtually now, but it's good to know the kind of group you're looking for, if you're looking for all men or all women, co-ed group, and the general age category. Just so we can find something that's going to be a good fit.
We also have our listing here of virtual groups, as you can see on the screen. These are the virtual groups that are meeting, and we're updating this as we get the information. So if you're looking for a particular time or day, you can always go to our virtual Connect Groups link and check that out too. And I know children's small groups are meeting, young adult small groups are meeting, youth small groups are meeting, Hispanic congregation small groups are meeting. So there's still ministry happening here.
And you know, Jeffer, this would be a good time to give a plug for your group. I don't know if you heard me.
Hey, that would be great. Yeah, so New Hope for Young Families. We are a group, and my wife Linda and I are sponsors of New Hope for Young Families. We're a group of, I think in our last meeting we had 20 adults, and all of our kids were there in the Zoom to join us in class, and we had a special session for the kids that were there. So that was a lot of fun. But we're doing a study right now from Craig Rochelle called Weird, and it's got about 5 weeks to go. You can jump in anytime. You can go to Facebook and search New Hope for Young Families, and we have a group out there with Connect information, and let us know if you'd like to join us. We'd love to have you. Bring your kids.
It's great. It's a good study too. I've done that one.
I think Stuart, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, except my 2-year-old is coming to say goodnight. Good night, sweetie. I had someone text me that had my number and asked about trying to play a DVD via Zoom, because Jeff mentioned playing videos via Zoom, But what Jeff does is he plays the video on Amazon Prime. So you can stream a video that plays in your browser, but DVDs are a very specific case where you cannot stream a DVD from your DVD ROM drive over Zoom. So if you want to watch a small group study that's on DVD, there isn't a way to get it to work on Zoom. It won't work. So you have to have the video online somewhere where you can watch it. But there's a ton of online small group resources, some paid, some for free. And if you have questions about that, I'm sure you can email Mandy or me or Jeff.
Absolutely. We have a couple of comments that came in. Barbara Port said, Barbara Port thinks this is great. Thank you to all of us for doing this. So I just wanted to mention that. And then I had mentioned, I don't think we mentioned this earlier, but Pastor Roberto, you guys have something happening on Saturday, correct?
Yes, we do. We have a women's prayer, virtual prayer breakfast. There's going to be, as I said, virtually, it's going to be online and starting at 7 a.m. So coffee is not, I would say, required, but suggested. So if it is Cuban coffee, even better. But please feel free to, if you know somebody who speaks Spanish, who will be interested in having this prayer breakfast online on Saturday morning, you can email me and I can email you the information, or you can just tune in our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Roberto Yamilei, facebook.com/Roberto Yamilei, and there you can see the live feed there on Saturday morning at 7.
Great. Let's see, Pastor Bert, another one that you're up with wants to know if there are any needs for our Dover campus during this time while we're not meeting on campuses.
That's a great question. We're doing what we can on Saturdays. Karina is delivering some food that we can get, and but if you have some donations to make, you could please contact Karina at findenewhope.com, or contact me, Roberto, at findenewhope.com, and we will gladly work that out, because it was going to bless a lot of people in need in this particular times.
Awesome. Okay, so I think the next thing that we wanted to bring up is that we have a charge conference coming up on May 17th at 4 p.m. that we will be doing virtually. Vicki, did you want to add some information to that?
So a charge conference is a little different than a church conference, which we've had before. All members are welcome to attend, but only the leadership has a vote. We will be voting on our budget, and we'll be voting on our slate of leadership officers. So how are we going to do that, Mandy? You're going to just make the Zoom link available to people? Like, what's the best way to do that?
Yep, we'll send it out through our database so that it's secure to people that have attended and that are members. Even non-members will get it. You'll have the Zoom link, and like you said, not everybody gets a vote, but everybody can attend. So we'll do that on a Zoom link. And again, that's May 17th at 4 p.m.
Riley, do you want to add anything to, what, why we have charge conferences?
Well, we're a connectional church, so that's how we connect with other churches. But and our district superintendent will chair that meeting. Now, I'm not sure that I would worry about only the members of the voting, because if you tune in, we're not going to treat you like you can't vote. We'll probably let everybody vote. I don't think there's anything coming up that would be controversial anyway. So
not at all.
It's probably going to be a pretty boring meeting, to be honest with you. But we do celebrate being together.
Yes.
So, and the district superintendent is one of the members of our staff. So we're glad to see her, and she's worked hard for us this year.
She has. And
we'll do our best.
An important thing to mention is, so we're voting on the budget, but we're voting on a truncated budget. It's just 6 months, because our fiscal year used to be July 1 to June 30, and we're switching that this year just for a lot of different reasons. It really makes things simpler. So we're going to have a fiscal year that is the same as the calendar year. So the budget that we're voting on is from July 1 to December 31st. So it's a little bit shorter than what we would normally do, but our finance team has worked really hard to make this work and to get it in on time. And I think we have a really good budget. So for all those who get really excited about budgets.
Not me. We're just wrapping up our last couple questions. So if you're watching, if you have a question, make sure you send it in on the comments on Facebook or on the online platform. The next one that we have is, when will we replay the Passage confirmation service? I'll speak to that. It's going to be replayed Saturday at 3 p.m. on Facebook and on the platform. Chris, but I think you guys have a PSM replay day coming up on Friday, right?
We do. We'll be on New Hope Online all day. There's a schedule that Mandy's posted on various outlets, and it's basically just providing an opportunity for anybody and everyone to get to know our students a little bit better through this time of social distancing and quarantine. It's given me a great opportunity to talk with the students one-on-one and get to really know them and ask them, you know, just genuine questions, and it's all just wonderful. Getting to know them has been a treat. I already knew them, but it's stuff they say sometimes. It's like, wow, I never knew that before. And for you who've never met some of the students before, it's such a wonderful opportunity for you to get to know where these kids are coming from and how strong they are in their foundation and in the church and the faith and the relationship with God. I just invite everybody to tune in on Friday and check that out. And I want to mention too that Friday night, it's so cool that we're doing this on Friday, because Friday night we're having this big sort of game night, and it starts at 8 p.m. And what we're doing is we're just inviting all the students into a Zoom room, and we're going to be playing some really cool virtual games. So if you haven't got an invitation from me to join in that, or you're new to this and you know of a high schooler or a middle schooler that would have some fun with this, get in touch with me, Chris@findnewhope.com, and I will send you an invite and you can join in, because it's going to be a lot of fun.
And also on this past Monday, we had our young adult ministry replay day. So they had their videos shown all day on Monday. So keep an eye out for those schedules. You'll see those coming out throughout the week for when we do those replays for everything. We had a comment come in that was Jane Bell saying, "Nice job, everybody." And then we had a question from Sandy Keller again that says, it's probably for you, Vicki, and you and Pastor Riley, and you, Pastor Roberto, as well. Has the Greater Methodist Church made any decisions about the split of the church?
No. And all of that is on hold until the fall of 2022, or is it
21?
21?
21.
Yeah, okay, 2021 in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
So our bishop will be returning to us. He would normally have been moving in July, or would have been moved in September, but he will stay with us through that time anyway. So yes, there's there's been no decision made yet on that. So we just be the church. We're New Hope, and we got our job to do right here, and we'll let them worry about what they do at the general conference level later. Hallelujah for what's going on right here. I think Vicki and I had a meeting last night, and we received 4 new members into the church last night. And Jeff, one of them, wants to sing in the choir.
Mm-hmm.
So, and So we're real excited about that. And one of them was out of the parents had been, their daughter went through confirmation. And so they came into the church along with their daughter. So that's pretty good too.
Awesome.
Super.
It was exciting.
It was so much fun.
It was.
And it just caused me to get real excited more about the church every day. It's a great church, folks, and the Lord is doing some wonderful things through the ministry of your staff. They're just so incredible, and I thank God for them, and thank God for the faithfulness of the church. I think it's fair to mention too that our building campaign, Build Hope, has been completed now. That was, I think, finished the middle of April. A lot of people are continuing to give toward that. I'm encouraging that myself because we still have in the neighborhood of $800, maybe $850,000 indebtedness that we have to consider too. So that's nothing compared for this church. We can handle that. We have somebody walk in, give us a check for $850,000. You never know what's going to happen. It's this incredible kind of church. So awesome. we're gonna win. It doesn't matter. We're gonna win.
That's great. We did have a couple more comments come in. Judy Haysha said, awesome to all that great news there, Pastor Riley. Winston Miller said, you were also greatly appreciated. Thank you for speaking with us and for all you are doing to keep us connected. So that's good work we're doing here at New Hope. I know Jeff Brand, we haven't heard much from you. Do you want to give us an update on the music ministry and what's new, what's happening over there?
Well, let's see. We're trying to keep things afloat. We went a little long tonight. You know, gremlins happen when I need it not to happen. So we had a little tough night tonight, but we got through it, and we just praying it'll be very meaningful for Mother's Day. Like I heard from Stuart too about how great it was, a message from Pastor Riley. So looking forward to it. Well, we're trying to encourage folks. As a matter of fact, Jackie's been working heavily today on our webpage presence, and we got some ideas about some stuff to go on the webpage for the music ministry. So looking forward to passing that along to you, Mandy, and getting some approval on some of those things. We've been looking at some of that, be some helpful things. We're also trying to see if we can look into some children music integrated with Shelley, maybe if it works out. We got to talk together, but I'm putting a little pressure on Daniel, our keyboards player's wife. She's super great, and I want to get her involved if it's at all possible. And also talking to Zach about a youth praise band team night. And as soon as we can get back together in the fall, hopefully we can come out with a night to foster them. And even was rolling around ideas with Vicki yesterday. She mentioned to me something about a music school in the summer, maybe a music week of some sort. So we're going to kick those ideas around and see if we can make some of that happen. And so we got to percolate a little more, but we're thinking about it.
That's all good stuff. This is our last question that we have, unless we have any more come in. Before I ask the last one, Jeff Sheffer, did you have anything you wanted to add for us tonight?
Well, I really only wanted to come on to say thank you to you guys and so many more that aren't here on the meeting. I know some of you are in on Facebook. I heard Annie Barkovich, Miss Bell, and Sarah. Sarah's done a wonderful job filling in for us at the school. The school's been doing wonderful things. And our staff here, and Tara's not here. She's been running payroll for y'all. Praise the Lord, right? Just the way things have been going has been so wonderful. And welcome, Michelle, to the team. Glad to have you on board. And just wanted to bring you greetings from the SPR team and say a personal thank you for all of the ways that you guys are bringing new hope to this community. So thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, so our final question, we kind of touched on this earlier, and I think everybody's been asking, is there any update on when we will reopen? And I know we just got a lot of information that came from the district office, so I'll let the pastors take that lead on that question.
Let me start with this one. And I am delighted that people want to know when we're going to start back.
Mhm.
It's something that every one of us have missed. And our desire is to be in fellowship together as a family and worship with our Heavenly Father. So it delights me that people want to know that. So often they're asking that question. But I'll let Vicki and Roberto fill us up on some sort of a time limit or whatever.
So we just, like a few hours ago, received guidelines from the conference, and basically what they asked is that we not resume in-person worship until June 15th. And part of that is that it gives the churches time to get ready for in-person worship, because when we do gather together, we want to be sure that we can social distance and clean appropriately between services, and do whatever we need to do to keep people safe. That being said, something that they suggested is between now, or between May 15th and June 15th, because May 15th was the original date that the bishop had set. So between May 15th and June 15th, we could try some different things. One would be a drive-in service. I mean, people have suggested that. We have some technical challenges, not because we don't have technical expertise. We have some great tech people, but our parking lots aren't necessarily very suitable to that. We might be able to figure something out. But so they suggested that. The other thing they suggested was in-home worship, like possibly having small groups meet in somebody's home, or maybe people who live in the same neighborhood can gather in a home together and worship together. So there's some gathering in person while you engage in online worship. So what we're going to do is put a team together and kind of explore what's possible in New Hope. I think lots of different things are possible, and kind of how we are going to phase in different kinds of worship. Do you want to add to that, Roberto?
Yeah, I think one of the things that they said to really connect with what you were saying is that they're giving this May 15 to June 15 time to also prepare so that when we come back, we have trained volunteers. Our staff is trained. Everybody's trained, because we're going to be going back to a new reality. We're not going to be going back to full-blown worship. We're going to be going back with some, I would say, some restrictions on the people that can attend at the same time. So we'll have to be very creative and at the same time very careful in the way we implement that. And so we'll take this time, not only as Pastor Vicky was saying, to really be creative in many ways. I think we're going to start, we've been creative all these times. We're going to really raise a little bit more this Sunday, doing the drive-in Mother's Day thing. And also we'll keep being creative and at the same time training people, so that when we start meeting again, we will really meet the requirements and the safety concerns that people have.
Definitely. And our commitment to you is that we will continue to provide online worship services that are very engaging. And we're figuring out exactly how to do that as well. There will always be a certain number of people who are vulnerable, who will need to continue worshiping online only. And that is perfectly okay. And we will be sure that you have quality online services available to you.
I actually heard something today that I thought was very fitting for this from one of the leaders at Life Church. Some of you've probably got that message that are on this board, but it said online church is not an alternative, it's an addition to. So
Exactly.
we're adding to our worship schedule with our online services. So that's great. Does anybody else have any closing comments before we wrap up tonight? If you do, you want to raise your hand, I'll get to everybody. If not, no. I think we covered it tonight again. Oh, Chris does.
Yes, I do. So sponsor our 2020 senior. We started it tonight, literally an hour ago. If you would like to sponsor a graduate senior this year, get in touch with me. I have around 13 more that need sponsors because they've been coming in through the evening as we've had our meetings, some here and some abroad, and they've said that they wanted to sponsor a senior. And basically all it involves is me getting you their information, telling you a little bit about them, and you taking the time and the prayer and just the kindness to reach out to them and help them out and make them feel special and just love on them for a little bit, you know, because this is a special year for them. It's a special time. And, you know, they're kind of getting the wrong end of the stick. So if we can do anything to help them and make them feel better, let's do it. So if you want to get involved, Chris at findnewhope.com.
Yay.
Wouldn't it be cool if each of the seniors had 2, 3, or 4 sponsors?
Would be. And then we could continue to connect with them and pray for them during their college and career years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Be a faith friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do in confirmation. We pair students up with faith friends, and they're there with them, hopefully, through their whole life. So you never know what kind of relationship you're going to form here, and it's going to be special, I guarantee you, because these are special, amazing students.
Yay.
I know we're talking about food co-op. Shelley, I think you have a picture from food co-op this week, and this isn't a normal.
Wow.
This was this week for food co-op. So you can see you get quite a bit of food for $5 a unit. And again, this isn't a normal one. This is just what we could get for this round. But it's a good amount of food. So if you know anybody that can benefit from it, or anybody that just wants to participate, make sure they register online. Findnewhope.com and just follow the icon or the graphic for food co-op.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Anybody else before we pop off? Register for New Hope Early Learning at the website. We'll see everybody on Sunday for worship, 8, 9:30, and 11, and then 11 for Spanish-speaking congregation, and Mother's Day drive-through, 12 to 1 at the church. Practicing social distancing, but handing out flowers and prayers for our moms and those special women in our lives. I think that's it. We'll see you guys next week. And thanks for joining with us. We'll see you.
Bye.
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 Bye.